Good morning, everyone. It's Ann Varillo here with StampWithAnn.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Auburn, New York. I hope you guys are having a great week. It's Wednesday, July 9th. I can't believe it. I want to roll back the clock a little bit because I know once we hit August and then it's September, but anywho, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the time we have this summer. So thanks for joining me today. If you guys are watching me on my YouTube channel and haven't yet subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up and share my video as well. And then the same thing on Facebook. If you're watching me on Facebook but aren't following my Facebook page, make sure you give me a follow. And let's see what else. Oh, if you're watching the replay, make sure you leave me a comment. I love to go back and read all the comments, and sometimes I try to answer all of them as well. So anyways, it's Wednesday. It's the second day, I guess, in my weekly card class kit to go. So I'm sharing the second card in my weekly card class kit to go, and I am featuring the Charming Day bundle. Wouldn't you know it? It's out of stock right now. I designed all these cards and then I went, oh my God, when I looked up the inventory status on Sunday, out of stock. But I know it's going to come in stock soon. So the best thing you can do is get your hands on the kit, and then when the bundle comes in, you'll be all ready to do some crafting. Anyways, so a couple things. Let's see. I'm going to pop us down to my craft table here. All right, so a couple things before we get started. This is our Sizzlin' Stamp Camp retreat. So if you guys have joined in any of my retreats before, I partner with my good friend Patty Dolan, who's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And we've held a summer, we did a summer splash retreat last year. We've done a fall retreat, we've done a few retreats, and we just love it. But we went a little overboard this year for our Sizzlin' Summer Stamp Camp. But we're making all kinds of projects. So, excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat. We're doing these cute treat boxes. So these are going to be included in your kit. We're doing some cards, a few different cards, 4 different cards. And this right here is a really cute card holder for all your cards. And then I've gone ahead and done a sampler, and this is like a little shadow box sampler, if you can see that. Now this is all with the Perfectly Pairs bundle, and I have to say I just love it. I do love pears. I love peaches too, but I like pears. Anyways, grilled pears are good. We're holding it on August 9th. It is going to be on Facebook, and it's okay if you don't want to join our private Facebook group. We are going to send out the PDF tutorials and the videos to you directly as well. We're doing prize patrol, which is always fun, some games, and we're just going to hang out for a Saturday afternoon. But anyways, I love this. It is going to be on August 9th. Our cutoff is going to be, you have to register by July 11th. That's because we need to prep everything, get it out to you, and we're working in a few vacations in between that time. So we wanted to make sure we cut the kits early so we could get them to you. But anyways, I'll be sending out another email. If you aren't subscribed to my email list, go ahead down below and subscribe to my email list. And you'll get all the details there for this as well. Okay, so that's one PSA. I think that's, oh no, my other PSA. Oh my God, I forgot. Let me go back to my face. Okay, today starts the 20% off two-tone cardstock. Now it's 12 by 12, but you guys have got to get this cardstock. I mean, it is amazing. It's two tones. One tone on the one side and another tone on the other side. But you can do so much with it from a creative perspective, and one of my favorite things is to use it to emboss with, and then I use a little sander, and you can sand some color off, and you're gonna love it. But anyways, it's 20% off from now through the July 11th, which is Friday. Now, if you go ahead and place an order in my online store, qualifying order of $45 or more, you're going to get my card kit as well. So you might as well take advantage of it. Plus, you'll earn rewards. So don't forget that. But anyways, all right, I digress. Let me get back to my craft table. All right, here we go. So this is the set we're working with, the Charming Day bundle. So we've got these great dies and we've got these great floral pieces. This is a cling stamp set. So it is the red rubber. And then we've got some great sentiments as well. As I said, it is out of stock, but I will notify you as soon as it's back in. I keep checking the inventory status daily, but I didn't really think this would go out of stock. I don't know, because everybody says, oh, we don't want any more flowers. We don't want more flowers. But then when we have flowers, everybody buys them. So anyways, I created 3 great cards for this week. I did incorporate 2 other things in my card for today. I incorporated this butterflies, time to celebrate sentiment, and I also used the more messages die. Now let me tell you, see, I keep these. I cut these out and just keep them in my envelope here. If you guys don't have this, or you were thinking about getting it, it is a bundle, so it does come with a stamp set that stamps the whole thing, and then you use this and you die cut all the sentiments out. But I find that you can use this for multiple purposes. So what I did was I die cut this oval tag out for today's card. So if you're thinking about this stamp set dies, you should check it out. It's called the More Messages Die. And it does come in a bundle, More Messages bundle. Let me put back see, I'm all ready. If I need something, I got it. Anyways, so we are going to be using that too. Oh, and I am going to need my leaves. So here's the 3 cards that we're doing this week. Yay. This is the one we did Monday. I cased this from another demonstrator, Michelle or Julie, I forget. Wait, let me look, because I do want to give her credit. Michelle Jutrisa. She is in Australia. So I cased this from her. I just love the cloud cover and the basic beige together. And then in the inside, I did I'm So Glad We're Friends. And I forgot what stamp set that was from. Anyways, okay, that was our card we did Monday. Here's the card we're going to do today. I love the Blackberry Bliss. I paired it with Mossy Meadow, and I love the white, how the white really makes it pop. And then on the inside, I use that stamp from the Butterflies stamp set, Time to Celebrate, and added a little bit more, of the Blackberry Bliss. This is the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. So this is the one we're going to make today. So let me get it down here in the frame. And then Friday, we're doing Fun Fold Friday, guys. So I'm doing this card on Friday. I thought that this one's super easy, but it is a little bit of a fun fold. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Oops. I do need my, what die did I use? I think I used, I'll have to look. Nope, I used this one. This one for these smaller leaves. So we're gonna need that. So when you join, give me a shout out. Let me know where you're watching from. I always like to know. I skipped my weather report today. 73. Okay, here is the kit. So typically what I do is I include all of the cardstock, scored, the designer series paper, anything you need for stamping. Typically, I would always include this because this isn't part of the bundle, but I typically do not die cut what's in the bundle. So these leaves are in the bundle. But you know what I might do this week? I think I'm going to do this. I am going to die cut all of these elements out for you. So let's look here. The only one I can't die cut is this because you have to stamp it. But because the bundle is out of stock at the moment, I will go ahead and die cut all of these other elements. I just can't die cut stuff that you need to stamp on. And basically, even this card, oops, even my fun fold, I would include these two dies because these are the stylish shape dies. So guess what? I'm going to include everything that I can that's in this bundle that's not stamped. So there you go. Just another reason to get your hands on my card kit to go. Okay, let's start. Enough rambling on me. All right, so, and I should say the other thing you get is the PDF tutorial. So I send that out when I ship the kits. I email it, actually. Okay, let's start. So I've got this for the inside. You always get an inside panel from me. You always get envelopes because I love our envelopes. We're going to push these things up here to the side. And we've got our 3 little flowers. I just love how this came together. It's kind of bold, but I don't know what you would call it. So we're going to go ahead and burnish this score line. Make sure I did that good. I scored this. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to burnish that score line real good. Okay, we've got that. And here I've taken this pattern of the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. This is the other side. Isn't that pretty? That's a pretty one too. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this with my multi-purpose liquid glue to a basic white panel. Now this is a very easy, I actually, you know, I saw this, so this is an online exclusive, I should say that. This just came out July 1st, and it's already out of stock. There you go. Go figure. Anywho, I seriously thought that the sunflower embossing folder would be like gone, and it's still available, which I placed an order for it last night. But shh, don't tell my husband. Don't tell him. I'll get in trouble. Okay, so we're just going to adhere this to the front here. Now I use the glue. You guys know this because I like to wiggle this around a little bit. It's really hot in my room right now, so this glue is tending to dry a little bit quicker. But it gives me a chance to make sure I get all the sides, not the sides, that I get it lined up evenly. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. Oh, it is really hot in here. I think it's like 77. I didn't turn down the, you know what we need to do? We need to put some light down here instead of in my face. I didn't turn down the air. I forgot. Anywho, so I saw this example online. Hi, Joan from Washington. How are you? Because, you know, you can do, I love it when demonstrators case the catalog. Well, this isn't in the catalog. So I cased it online. I'm into casing a little bit right now, just because I've had so much going on these past couple months, and getting ready for our summer retreat, and in the near future I'm adding a series to my classes. So I've been doing a lot of other design work that when I do my weekly card class Kit to Go, I get, oof, what am I going to do today? So anyways, sorry about that. I'm rambling. All right, so this here, I used Granny Apple Green and Old Olive ink. And what I did was I just used, put some of these things aside so they don't get us confused. I just did a blending technique with my blending brushes. So I wanted a different color green. I wanted something a little bit brighter. And I didn't want to use Designer Series paper. So what I did was I just grabbed some, we're going to use this one first, Granny Apple Green, with my blending brush, and I just started to apply some ink to a basic white cardstock. Now you can go darker, lighter, whatever you prefer, whatever tone you're going for. And I liked how the, now I'm going to use some Old Olive. You can get just different variations. You see how that's just a little bit different there? You can get some different variations. You notice I always kind of rub off first because you don't want a big blob on your paper. And I'm down to this one. This is my last sheet on here. Hi, Tony Fantasia. Good morning. So I'm just going to apply that ink right onto this paper. Now this is the Old Olive. You don't have to go all around it either. You can leave some white spot if you'd like. But I'm going to add just a little bit more of the Granny Apple Green. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I like how it's a little darker here. So I'll put these blending brushes back over here. I'll cover up these inks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to die cut this flower out 2 times. So let me bring my boho blue mini cut and emboss machine, and we are just going to die cut these little leaves. So I'm just going to stick it in my, oops, forgot, I got to put a sandwich thing on here. Which one's my bottom? This one. And by the way, guys, I always label, this is B for bottom. I always label my plates. And this is T for top. It ran out. But anyways, you got to label them and you got to keep them there, because if you don't, your plates are going to warp and you don't want that to happen. So just label them and then use them consistently like that. You can flip them over side to side, but you don't want to switch them. Okay, so now we're just going to run this through. See how easy that is? So glad they came out with these. Now for this, you're going to need, and I should tell you, oops, wrong one. You should be careful with these the bigger leaves. They're very delicate, so you don't want to pull too hard. So this will come out just like that. Oops, see? Just like that. Now, I could have used Granny Apple Green cardstock to do this, but I didn't want to because I wanted that variation of color. So as you can see here, I've used Mossy Meadow and Blackberry Bliss. But because I wanted a little bit different shading, I did the blending. Let me turn this around, just get a little bit better here. here we go. Let's put that out of the way. Put these out of the way. And here's our second set of leaves. I'm just going to pull that right out. Okay, now I'm going to bring these up to the camera so you can see it better. But you see how you kind of get that shaded variation of color? And that's what I was going for on this. I didn't want to use just one tone of color. Now, I can tell you if you get the two-toned cardstock, you could actually flip and you'd get two different variations of color for these. All right, let's go ahead and put this front part together. Oh, you know what we should do? Forget that. Let's go ahead and stamp. I gotta stamp my happy birthday sentiment in Mossy Meadow. Okay, I'm just gonna use this. I'm really low today. I positioned my camera very low to the bottom here, so a little bit out of frame. But anyways, so I'm stamping this in Mossy Meadow. It's happy birthday. Try and get that somewhat straight. There we go. Perfect. Cover that up. And while we're at it, we're going to stamp the inside as well. That way we get all of our stamping out of the way. Okay. And I'm going to use that Time to Celebrate. Now this stamp is just a little, not tricky. I usually have my glass plate here where I line everything up, but I just want to kind of line that up a little bit better. So I think that's good. Well, we're going to go with it anyway. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss for this. Push that up a little bit. Now on your photopolymer, you just want to tap, 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 tap. You don't want to press down real hard because you'll get, and especially too with your, see this is, oops. Yeah, this is bugging me. And I'm going to try to get that real straight here. There we go. That's pretty good. That is what I used on the inside, right? Blackberry Bliss, yeah. Looks so dark. All right, let's clean that off. And then we'll go ahead and put all these together. Put this up here for now. This over here. And how I did this was, I like to put everything down you know, to get to see how I'm going to position it. Oops. Now these, why am I getting all kinds of things all over my place here? Now because these are long and these flowers have openings. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot in here right now. Let's see. What I did was I snipped the ends off. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I just took it from right here and I just did a little snip and a little snip here. There we go. Because I wanted that to fit a little bit better on my card. So what I did was just line these up, kind of put them like this, put them like this. And then I came in here with these flowers and I just positioned them. So this has got to go under more. That's going to go up there. Now, Next time I do this, I will show you a trick. You can use press and seal paper and press that down and pick this up. And then you can glue everything together. I don't have that today, but I'm going to show you what I do. So I just gently take these off. Okay, so I've got an idea of where I want all this to be glued down. So I'm just going to take my glue. And again, you just need a little bit of glue. You can use a little mini glue dot if you want. I'm not, because I don't use them too much. I do when I put bows on. But for this, I'm just going to use my glue. If I could get it out. Now, I don't need to use a lot of it, and I'm not gluing down the whole leaf. So I'm just going to come in here. You see how this is? This is up off the card base. I'll do this one next. Okay. Just a little bit of glue. Don't need a lot. Put that down like that. And you can see there's a little bit of glue right there. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I know my other demonstrator friend Debbie, she don't like glue. She said she's getting more used to it. So again, I'm just taking that and positioning it there. And this is roughly where I had that other one, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Just 3 little dots. And then I'll put that kind of up here. All right. Hello, Laura. Thank you. The beautiful color combination. I did like the Blackberry Bliss with the greens and the white. I really liked the white. It kind of made it really pop. So now we're going to glue our little flowers on. I just want to make sure I get them positioned good. Okay. So we're going to do this. And again, I'm just putting little dots where I want the glue to go. Dot, dot, dot. I've got a new glue. I just opened this the other day. So I'm being careful with it because I don't want to squeeze it too hard and then get a big blob of glue out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. Just want to hold it down. No embossing folder. This is the Floral Charm Designer Series paper. Isn't it pretty? Yeah, no embossing folder today. I have some two-tone cardstock that I'm going to play with some embossing folders and do some sanding, because that's really fun. And you get like because there's white in the middle of the cardstock, you get like a color variation that comes through there. So here's the other flower. Just going to kind of stick this right down here. Just got to hold it for a second. And then I want to make sure this is up right here. There we go. We're going to stick that right there. And yeah, so that two-tone cardstock sale is on through the 11th. It started today. 20% off is good. Plus you earn your rewards on it too. Okay, that should be enough. You could use your pincher tweezers if you want, if you don't like handling stuff. So I'm just holding that down just ever so slightly. And then this is the other thing I wanted to show you. Let me put my thing back on my glue, because now we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. But let me see what I got here. Oops. So I've taken this thread. Let's see, I used 4. So I'm just going to pull apart 4 here. Now let me show you how I did that. Let's see, I've got my, here it is. Okay, this is this braided, petal pink braided thread, right? Now it's very thick. I mean, I could have just gone with a strip, but I don't know. To me, it seems so thick. So I'm just going to show you real quick how to do this. And what you do is you're just going to start peeling this apart and just work it ever so slightly. Can you see that? How I'm just peeling that apart? And these threads will come out very easily, just like that. And you can incorporate those in your card making. You can also use the braid. It's pretty thick to tie a bow with, so I don't know, I'm probably not going to tie bows, but you can use it underneath tags. But that's all I did. I just kind of shredded that apart. And you can see here how that just adds a little bit more dimension to the card. So before we put this up on dots, I'm going to add a little bit of my Stampin' seal here. Let's see if I can get that. Oops. Oh, I really have to go put that air conditioner on. Whew, it's hot. And I'm just going to lay this across like that. And I am going to trim these, so you don't want them real long. So we'll just trim them. Probably a little bit less than the one I had. So that's how it's going to be trimmed. And I'm going to put it that way. And then now I'm just going to add a couple dimensionals. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What am I lighting? What am I lighting? So we will stick this on the front. I'm going to add some sequins. But I thought this was a really cute birthday card. Just put that down right there. You've got your little frayed ribbon. Oh, you use your take your pick tool. You know what, Laura, that's a good idea to pull apart thread that's thick like jute. Yeah, I never even thought of that. Great tip. Okay, I'm using the Starburst sequins. And at first when I put the white on, I'm like, oh, I don't like it. But then I liked it, so I'm using it. Where's my take your pick tool? It's right here. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to use these bigger ones. Put a couple here. Actually, I'm going to use bigger and smaller. I'll put one here. Come over here. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one over here. And I'm going to do one more small one down here. I don't know. I went crazy with the sequins today. So that's that. Now let's just finish the inside. Isn't that cute? I just love it. Just gonna glue, I just cut a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4 strip here. And my paper cutter, I just put a new blade in, but the one thing I didn't do was clean out my, my paper trimmer. So I've got some rough edges here that's kind of showing the white through, and I don't like that. So I'm just going to use my bone folder and kind of smush those over. So last but not least, we're going to do this. And we'll be done. Put that right on the inside here. And I kind of just make sure that's lined up good, especially on this side. Again, that's why I use my glue. Oops, that came apart here. There we go. That's better. And we will just insert it in the inside of our card. Use the glue again. So this is the second card in the series for this week using the Charming Day bundle. Again, it's out of stock with a TBD on ETA. So as I mentioned earlier, I will die cut as much as I can using the bundle out for you, except for anything that's stamped. I can't do that. So that is our second card for this week's card class to go. Isn't that pretty? I love how the colors came out. And see the variation on the green here? It just really adds a lot to it. So anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll be live again Friday at 11 doing the fun fold, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of the week and get some crafting done, okay? See you later. Bye.